The whole point of this video is to compare this, the Canyon Strive On, against the Nukeproof Megawatt Carbon. So we've mentioned it before that I think that these two bikes are basically the top bikes of 2023, 2024. Unless anything new comes out in the enduro world, I don't think these two bikes can be beaten. They're both the most advanced bikes that were launched in 2023. The Canyon's got the Bosch motor, 750 watt-hour battery. This version's got the normal Bosch motor. The top-end version has the race motor. The top-end version comes with SRAM shifting kit and SRAM suspension. This one comes with Shimano shifting kit. The Nukeproof comes with a full SRAM kit, wheels, gears, drivetrain, motor, battery. It's got a 720 watt-hour battery, the new SRAM motor, which has 95 Newton meters. This thing here has 85. If you take the high-end version of this, then you get the race motor, which still has 85 Newton meters, but it has a bit more run over and a bit more power in the race mode. So let's say that's comparable to the Nukeproof. So all in all, the specs of these two bikes are very comparable, which makes them so interesting. They both have common geometry and a common usage. When you sit on both bikes, you feel in a very similar position. So they're very reflective on each other. The Canyon does feel slightly different. It does have a little bit more of a upright, uphill riding position compared to the Nukeproof, and the Nukeproof has a little bit more of an easier going downhill riding position. Fundamentally, the rest of the bike, they feel very, very similar. So they both feel like big bikes that really stable downhill. They're both mullets. They both really connect the rider to the bike in a very nice way. They're both very reactive when riding around corners. They're both very reactive and smooth when jumping. Braking is very balanced on both bikes, but there are some differences. Well, when we look at the Nukeproof, the rear suspension has a different feel to it. Although they've both got the same amount of travel at 170 mil front and rear, the Nukeproof, apart from having a different shock on it compared to this one, but the same shock as the high-end version of the Canyon, the Nukeproof has, let's call it, a sort of more supple in the suspension feel. So when you're downhill riding, you feel a little bit more in the sag. The bike sits a little bit lower, let's say, and is a bit softer, and it feels almost bigger. You can do things a little bit bigger, say, than the Canyon. That's my overall feeling, although the Canyon is not far behind. But then you come to the uphill, and you can feel on the Canyon, the front end, the stack is a little bit higher, the Nukeproof is a little bit lower. Climbing ability, I feel a bit more comfortable on the Canyon compared to the Nukeproof. Okay, so the SRAM motor, which is essentially a Bros unit, which has been modified for SRAM's purposes, works in unison with the Autoshift feature of the Bros SRAM system. Allows coast shift and auto shift with the right SRAM kit. Okay. Wow. So that means the electronic shifting, the T-type shifting and the T-type derailleurs. That shifting is very adjustable, so you can change the speed it auto shifts or you can shift it manually. I found with the shifting on that bike, it was particularly good downhill. So I really liked the coast shift. So no matter what you did, you always felt like you were pretty much in the right gear for the speed that you're riding. The shifting, again, when you start, you don't have to worry. Auto shift is really impressive. That was brilliant. So there was no like pedaling and having a hole under you and suddenly like losing rhythm. Or feature doesn't exist on either versions of the Canyon, either the mid-range version I got here or the high-end version. Auto shift is not everything. I think auto shift is something which appeals probably to the mid-level to low-end user, because the professional high-end rider is always going to be able to shift better than the system because it can't see the trail coming ahead and the rider can, so you can anticipate the shifting a lot more. Although I would say I really am impressed with the shifting ability of the system. Even if it's not perfect, for a first effort, it's very, very impressive. Canyon system comes with just Shimano shifting, which is actually marginally faster than the SRAM shifting, I have to say. The SRAM Autoshift and the SRAM electric shifting is a little bit slower, but the chain does lock and has its more of a dedicated pathway, whereas with the Shimano system it has its ramps for guiding the chain up and down the cassette, and so it's a little less precise, let's say, but it is quicker. So when you click the shift, boom, it shifts quicker. So that's something I have noted between the two, which is a difference. Brakes on the SRAM, on the Nukeproof, and on this it comes with Shimano XT, or also the top end version comes with SRAM brakes as well. So at the end of the day, you've got a very similar braking system. You do have the ability with both bikes to run a slightly lighter, smaller battery, which could improve braking ability and the weight balance on the bike, because then you lose a kilo in the top of the down tube, which keeps that weight lower, closer to the bottom bracket, and improves balance and ride feel. The Canyon, this one comes in at around 6,500. The high-end version comes in at around 9,000 to 10,000. The Nukeproof is more expensive, the high-end version. It comes in at, I think, 11,999, 12,000 euro, 10,000 pounds. It is available in the States. This is available in the States. The Canyon is the high-end version. So price-wise, the Nukeproof is more expensive. What does that mean? Is there a benefit to that price gain? When it comes to actual pure fun and riding ability, I don't think that the price gives you a huge hike in performance. It does give you latest technology, which is something to consider. At 7,000, this thing here is very, very good. I think if you're looking at price alone, you probably step to the Canyon. Both are available online, both can be bought direct. The performance differences are diminishing returns. So which one is better then? Which one is better for you? Well, honestly, if we're talking about pure ride feel, that's a really hard question to answer. I really felt that the Nukeproof is probably marginally, or could be marginally faster downhill than the Canyon, but very marginally. And the uphill ability of the Canyon was definitely slightly more advanced. Both bikes have a body position which is very similar in the descent and in the climb, and that's something of a characteristic of the modern geometry that's around today. And if I had to choose between the two, I think if money wasn't an object, I'd probably go for the Canyon Strive-On high-end version, because I really like the bike, but I wish it had Autoshift. Into that shifting and that ride feel and the silence of the SRAM motor, which is very, very quiet and very solid in its feel, then I would go for the Nukeproof. The Canyon Strive-On is a hard bike to beat, and this is really probably the bike that's causing the most interest based on your comments and also on what I hear out there in the bike world for 2023. If you're looking for a new Enduro electric mountain bike, this is definitely the one to put at the top of the list and rank the other bikes against it based on whatever perceived advantages or real world advantages that other brands might offer you. I'm really looking forward to new bikes. I've got a new bike coming soon, which I'll be testing on the channel soon, so don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.